What if the reason God hasn't sent a lover to heal your heart is because He doesn't want to give you a nurse, but a strategic partner to conquer your mission alongside you? To the chosen ones listening to me, I know you are tired of empty spiritual milk and platitudes. Right now, you are about to receive a biological protocol to reset your epigenetics for power, moving you from a position of waiting to a position of active leadership, right here, right now. This is the sacred response to those long nights in your 50s and 60s when you've wrestled with the pressure of time and the meaning of your life. Stop seeking mere compensation for your past. Start seeking the missing code for your greatest project. If you are ready to receive this solid food to finish your race brilliantly, comment "I receive" and subscribe to this channel for the next heavenly directives. It is not over yet. Take a deep breath. We begin. System reset. From spiritual patient to strategic ambassador. My dear friend, let me guess where you are on this journey. You've spent decades healing. You've taken every course, read every book on frequencies, and likely spent thousands of hours in prayer rooms asking God to mend the cracks in your soul. But there is a truth that few dare to tell you, and it might be hard to hear. If you continue to view yourself as a spiritual patient, waiting to be cured, you're inadvertently programming your system to stay in a state of permanent brokenness. At age 45, 55, or 65, you no longer have time to drink spiritual milk. It is time to transition to solid food. In neuroscience and epigenetics, there is a concept called a biological protocol. Every morning when you wake up and say, "God, please heal the pain of this betrayal," your brain immediately triggers chemical signals to remind every cell in your body, we are still wounded. The result? Your genes express stress, proteins, your cortisol levels spike, and you become trapped in a biological loop of scarcity. You are trying to change your motivation, but your system is still running the error codes of the past. Biohacking for the chosen one isn't about vague comfort. It is about a system reset. Instead of begging for healing, start the protocol of a strategic ambassador. An ambassador does not go to the king to complain about a scratch on their hand. They go to receive orders and resources for the mission. Look at a real-world example from modern American history. Former President Jimmy Carter and his wife, Rosalind Carter. Throughout their 77 years of marriage, they completely redefined the concept of companionship. Jimmy was a great visionary, a chosen one with a heart for global peace. But he also had weaknesses, moments of being blind to the harsh realities of politics. Rosalind did not appear as a gentle wife, just to comfort him after every failure. She was the practical code, missing from his system. She attended cabinet meetings, took meticulous notes, and offered blunt critiques. She managed the hardware so that Jimmy's ideals could run on the software of the real world. They didn't just love each other. They were two neural command mems, perfectly synced for a shared mission to change the world. Rosalind was the activation key that allowed Jimmy Carter to become one of the most influential humanitarians in history. What is the lesson here? God does not send a person so you can rest in comfort. He sends them so you can finish. The biggest mistake midlife chosen ones make is still using the compensatory love filter from their 20s. You expect someone to arrive to make up for the years of loneliness or the betrayal of an ex. That is a system error. You are looking for a nurse, but God is preparing to send an operating director. To truly shift into the position of an ambassador, you must perform a system reset today. Write down the gaps in your life's project. Are you great at empathy but terrible at management? Do you have the vision but fear technology Those are not flaws. They are the vacant zones, waiting for the strategic code from your partner. When you change your operating system from fix me to activate me, your entire internal biology changes. That is when you stop whispering empty prayers and start executing power. But how do you know who carries the true code and who is just an energy vampire disguised as love? How do you distinguish between a temporary dopamine rush and a sustainable limbic resonance for your 2026 mission? We are moving to the most vital part, the joint mission blueprint, where we learn to test fruit, not words, to identify your strategic teammate, the reset practice. Executing the mission draft. Now, let's look at the truth. You are at an age where time is no longer an abstract concept. It is your most precious asset. At 45, 55, or 65, you cannot afford to waste another second on pointless dates or see where it goes relationships. It is time we stop using spiritual milk to dream of a hero coming to save us and start using solid food to build an empire. To do this, you need a comprehensive system reset from within. 1. Replace the dating checklist with a mission draft. Most people out there have a list. I want someone tall, handsome, with a good income, and who is caring. That is a list for personal consumption. But as a chosen one, you are called for something much greater. I want you to change your biological protocol. Instead of programming your brain to find an object to love, start drafting a mission draft. Ask yourself, what is the greatest project God has placed in my heart? What legacy do I want to leave for this world in 2026 and beyond? When you define your mission, whether it's healing a community, building a conscious business, or raising a breakthrough generation, your frequency shifts. According to the laws of epigenetics, when your goal shifts from me to us, the genes related to sharpness and leadership are activated. You will no longer emit the signal of a lonely person needing love, but the signal of a leader seeking a partner. 2. Lessons from history's steel couple. Look at the real story of Andrew Carnegie, the American steel tycoon, and his wife, Louise Whitfield Carnegie. Andrew was a great visionary, but he was also a hard-nosed businessman. His true life mission wasn't just accumulating wealth, it was the gospel of wealth, using riches to lift humanity. However, Andrew would never have executed that massive legacy without Louise. Louise didn't come to heal Andrew's business pressures. She arrived with a strategic code that Andrew lacked: deep empathy and the ability to manage moral values. She was the one who convinced him, and together they signed one of the strangest prenuptial agreements in history, where Andrew committed to giving away most of his wealth to serve society. She didn't wait for him to do it. She was the one who directly vetted the library and school projects with him. They worked every evening on these drafts of service. Louise was the activation key that turned a steel billionaire into the greatest philanthropist of all time. If Andrew had sought a gentle wife who only knew how to spend money, American history would be different. He found a strategic partner. 3. The test fruit, not words protocol. How do you recognize the Louise or Andrew of your life among billions? The answer lies in escaping the dopamine trap. When you meet someone and feel you really click, that is often just a temporary chemical reaction. Do not trust words. Perform a practical test. The power of joint service. Instead of wasting time on movies or romantic dinners, invite them to perform a piece of your mission with you. Go support a shelter together, plan a charity project, or simply solve a difficult community problem as a team. During this time, observe, does their nervous system stay calm under pressure? Do they have limbic resonance, the neural empathy for others' pain that matches yours? Most importantly, When you work together, is the fruit greater than when you work alone? If the answer is yes, that is a joint mission. That is when two codes sync. 4. The neuroscience of companionship. The ultimate biohack. Neuroscience shows that when two people in midlife focus on a transcendent purpose, something greater than themselves, their brains activate neural plasticity. Working on a mission together reduces inflammation in the body and actually reverses biological aging. You don't need empty, comforting words. Executing a mission with a strategic partner is the ultimate biohacking solution to keep you young, sharp, and focused to the very end of the road. God did not send a person for you to lounge on a sofa and complain about old age. He sent a person so that you and they could shake the world one last time. Stop looking for a compensatory lover. Start preparing yourself to be a kingdom leader. When your system is ready, your partner will appear. If you are ready to shed the platitudes and step into the execution of power, comment below. I am a kingdom leader. Do not leave, for our journey has only just begun. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next strategic directives from heaven. It is not over yet. Peace be with you.